Marvin Vettori is on a 2-fight losing skid for the first time in his career after dropping his rematch to Dolidze on Saturday at UFC Fight Night 254. Vettori comes back from a nearly 2-year layoff, a lot of injuries, and fights the guy that he had his most recent win over at UFC 286 in March of 2023. He won a decision over Dolidze in that fight, and he loses a decision in the rematch. This one comes over 5 rounds. Vettori just really couldn't get anything big going. He had his moments in there, but loses the fight on the scorecards, and now back-to-back losses for the first time, and it has been a long time since his hand raised. March of 2023 was his last victory against Dolidze, and over the course of his past 5 fights has absorbed over 600 significant strikes. He is as tough as it gets, as we've seen time and time again here. Nearly impossible to finish, never being stopped at this point in his career, but I do think maybe a change of pace from these guys who are just going to only want to stand there and strike with him might be a welcome style change for Vettori to potentially get back on track and try to regain the form. Still only 31 years old. I don't think it is time to completely write this guy off yet. He has experienced a lot. He's been in the top 10 for years and years now. This loss probably going to drop him out of that, and I think that opens him up to potentially some different type of fights, and one I'd love to see would be the winner of Reinier de Ridder and Bohn who fight at UFC Des Moines this summer. I think that would be a very compelling fight. Two guys that would certainly want to go out there and would be aiming to grapple with Vettori there, see if they could be the first to submit him. And I think for Vettori, as I said, maybe a welcome break from taking so much damage in some of these fights and so many significant strikes absorbed. So that would be the fight I would very much want to see. If Bohn wins, he is in position to get a guy like Vettori who's experienced a lot, being a former title challenger, but kind of on the exit out from the top 10, top 15. And for de Ridder, I think the same would be said for him in his climb up the UFC middleweight rankings. We will see what happens between Nickel and de Ridder this summer, and I think that's the matchup to go with after UFC Fight Night 254.